I first heard they were doing a Blair Witch sequel from my agent when I had an audition for it. I was a little skeptical of them making a sequel just because in my mind I felt like, well, what are they going to do? Like, what's going to be the next thing if everybody already knows that this isn't real? I felt that our director, Joe Berlinger, really had a grasp on that. Instead of trying to fool people again, he actually followed fans of the film. And that was the premise for the second film, which I think was a really smart idea to follow up the first one. I was very sad that the original team wasn't going to be a part of it. I just thought they came up with this amazing idea. I think they made a very clever film, and I really wanted to meet them and work with them. But when I found out that Joe Berlinger was going to be our director, I about hit the floor. I was such a huge fan of his documentaries with Bruce Sinofsky, Brothers Keeper and Paradise Lost. They're just such powerful, powerful films. My character, Kim, is a very, what shall I say, intuitive, slightly depressed, acidic goth girl. And basically we go into the woods to where they shot the film, and then things start to go wrong. I think the sequel wasn't as successful as the original film because it already had so many points against it. Because the first film was such a huge success. I have to say, I went in to see the Blair Witch Project the opening week, and I knew that it was a film. I knew it wasn't real, and I was still on the edge of my seat the entire time and absolutely horrified with the last shot of the film. And I think what was great is that it could inspire a young audience to see a film and say, they only spent how much to make this thing? I can make a movie, I got a camera. I think that's just human nature. As soon as something is really successful, it's really fun to just sort of knock it down. So I think that the second film had a lot that it had to fight against. I also feel like the marketing for the second film wasn't quite done in a way that was helpful to it. I think the marketing of the first film, you really can't compare it to anything because it was so genius and so innovative. I feel like they should have marketed the second film really to the diehard fans of the first film, which I don't know that audience was really reached completely.